Welcome everybody to Ringside Wrestling Entertainment. This is Joel Perez here for your WWE Payback review and results right here on Ringside Wrestling Entertainment. This is Joel Perez, of course, and this is your official Payback review. We saw a lot of shit here tonight, a lot of advancing of your Monday Night Raw storylines here tonight, a lot of fucking decisions that I did not agree with, a lot of decisions that left me saying, what the fuck are they thinking? A lot of decisions that left me saying, that's smart, I like that a lot. But overall, it was a decent pay-per-view. It was exactly what we expected. It was a Monday Night Raw pay-per-view. It was better than the past fucking Monday Night Raw pay-per-views that we've gotten. Fastlane was awful. Hell in a Cell was terrible. You look back to Roadblock in December, that was shit. A lot of these Monday Night Raw pay-per-views have been garbage. This show was decent. It wasn't the greatest thing in the world. It wasn't the worst thing in the world. But it was a decent show. It was not by any means a good show. It was decent at best. A lot of decisions that just left me saying, what the fuck? For example, Samoa Joe got pinned here tonight. I don't care if it was a fucking fluke, if it was just a small roll-up that barely got him. He got pinned here tonight. Samoa Joe, someone who should not be pinned whatsoever. Another one, Chris Jericho won the United States Championship from Kevin Owens. He's going to Smackdown, and Kevin Owens, after a 1-month United States Championship reign, has lost the fucking title. That decision made no sense to me. A decision that I'm 50-50 about. Alexa Bliss here tonight. She won the Women's Championship here tonight. Some people might be happy about that. I'm on the edge about it, because what sense does it really make for Alexa Bliss to win the Women's Championship on Monday Night Raw when you know the end goal at SummerSlam is Bayley versus Sasha? Why are you going to have Bayley lose the Women's Championship on the tour to that matchup? That's what confuses me there. You had some fucking just stupid shit as well with fucking Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt in that House of fucking Horrors match, which was so overproduced, not good at all. When they got to the ring, sluggish, boring match. Randy Orton looking OP as hell, being able to take the fucking Singh brothers, and then after the attack from the Bollywood boys, Singh brothers, whatever the hell you want to call them, still able to RKO Bray Wyatt, making Bray Wyatt look like absolute shit. There was a lot of shit to complain about on this fucking pay-per-view. There really was a lot of shit to complain about on this pay-per-view. What saves this pay-per-view is the match quality. Almost every match we saw, besides the House of Horrors match, was a good in-ring match. It was great. Some great in-ring work from everybody in that ring here tonight. Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens put on a better match here tonight than they did at WrestleMania. Austin Aries and Neville probably put on the same quality match that they did at WrestleMania. Alexa Bliss and Bayley took each other to the limit. Great shit right there. That was great. A lot of these storylines are not over. That's another thing as well. We will be seeing a rematch to Jericho and Owens. We will be seeing a rematch to Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns. We will be seeing a rematch to Alexa Bliss and Bayley. A lot of these matches, rematch. So if these feuds were built with 1 week, 2 week storylines, Alexa Bliss and Bayley was built in a week, you're gonna see these feuds continue. So if you want more of these feuds, they got you covered. But if you don't want to see these fucking feuds anymore, and that's kind of the case for Owens and Jericho, they've just been fucking in a program together for so long now. Move on. But it was a decent pay-per-view. A lot of shit that pissed me off. A lot of decisions that just fucking reeked of the Monday Night Raw creative team. But overall, a better pay-per-view than what we're usually seeing from Monday Night Raw, and not as bad as a usual edition of Monday Night Raw. This was not a Sunday Night Raw, like we like to fucking call it. It felt like a pay-per-view. But, I mean, there was just a lot of fucking dumbass decisions, and what else can you fucking expect when you're going in to a Raw pay-per-view? But let's leave it at that. Let's fucking talk about the pay-per-view. But before I fucking talk about the pay-per-view, Braun Strowman beat Roman Reigns, motherfuckers. Thank God, thank Christ that Braun Strowman demolished Roman Reigns here tonight. Thank the Lord Christ. We'll talk about that at the end of the review, as that was the main event. But thank the Lord that Braun Strowman beat Roman Reigns. But also, before we start the segment-by-segment, match-by-match review of this pay-per-view, let's talk about the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel and all the things you should go check out regarding the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Monday Night Raw and Smackdown reviews for this week are up, so you guys should make sure to go check both of those videos out. Make sure to go check out my preview and predictions for this very pay-per-view, Payback, if you want to see how I did on that one. And make sure to go check out Behind the Mic. We're talking about Brock Lesnar and him defending his WWE Championship at the new WWE pay-per-view called Great Balls of Fire. You fucking kidding me, bro? So make sure to go check out Behind the Mic, where we cover all the news regarding the WWE and the wrestling world, but mostly the WWE. So if you want to stay tuned and have all those videos in your subscription box, make sure to subscribe to the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. And if you like what you are hearing here, make sure to leave a like and make sure to comment. What did you think about WWE Payback? But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go straight into the segment-by-segment review of WWE Payback. Payback here tonight, live from San Jose, California. Here tonight, as I said before, decent pay-per-view, not the best pay-per-view in the world. By far, could have been much better if WWE wouldn't have made a lot of those fucking stupid-ass decisions that reek of the Monday Night Raw creative team and reek Vince McMahon and reek Kevin Dunn. Could have been a lot better if they would have had the creative geniuses on this fucking pay-per-view. But clearly WWE is missing a couple screws, and this pay-per-view fell short on a lot of aspects. But when it came to the in-ring quality, that's really what saved this pay-per-view. Starting off here with the first matchup, we're actually going to start off from the kickoff show here, because we're talking about the Miz TV segment that happened on the kickoff show with Finn Balor. Miz pretty much came out and he welcomed us to Miz TV featuring Finn Balor. Balor comes out and Miz starts complaining about Balor's 5-minute entrance, which the crowd did not stop fucking cheering. Miz says that he wants to go into the roots of Finn Balor because he had so much hype coming in to the WWE. Miz says that wherever Balor went, he was a champion. He went to Europe, he was a champion. He went to Japan, he was a champion. He went to Mexico, he was a champion. He went to NXT, he was a champion. And he was even a first-round draft pick in the WWE draft before the Miz he got drafted. Miz says that Balor was Universal Champion for 24 hours. She's asking him, what do you feel? Do you feel ashamed the fact that you let all that crap go? And Balor said that he was Universal Champion. He won the Universal Championship with a broken fucking shoulder. He went on to win that Universal Championship, and Miz made fun of him because he only held it for 24 hours, and while Balor was out recuperating for 8 months, Miz was the Intercontinental Champion. Miz says that Balor is too small and fights with too much heart, and while Balor was recouping from a shoulder injury, Miz was hoisting the IC title above his head on Smackdown. Miz then asked what's next for Finn Balor, and Finn Balor tells The Miz that he wants the Universal Championship. Miz laughs at him. He asks him, do you know who the Universal Champion is? And he says that the Universal Champion is Brock Lesnar. Miz makes fun of him for the idea of facing Brock Lesnar until Balor gets up and says that The Miz is joining the Finn Balor just kicked my ass club. That's when Miz puts Maurice right in front of him. Like always, Balor says that the Miz TV segments always end the same way, with Miz getting his ass kicked, and that's not the way it's going to be this time. Balor is going to be the bigger man. He's going to walk away. That ticked The Miz off. He starts fucking complaining until Balor hits the sling blade, hits the dropkick into the turnbuckle, and stands tall in this segment. So that's what happens on the kickoff show. Clearly, these two are going to be feuding for the next couple weeks, probably the next 2 months, heading in to the next Raw exclusive pay-per-view, which I believe to be Extreme Rules. Yes, it is Extreme Rules, I believe, or I don't know. I think, yes, that is the next Raw exclusive pay-per-view, Extreme Rules. So that is going to be the next Raw exclusive pay-per-view, and I believe that Miz and Finn Balor will be feuding until then. So that's what happened on the kickoff show. Pretty much the beginning of Miz and Finn Balor. So that's what happened on the kickoff show. We go into the main WWE Payback show, and we start off with Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens. This was a great match. It really was much better than the one we saw at WrestleMania. There were some great spots too, like when Jericho, he was going for that drop kick he does from the turnbuckle to the apron on his opponent, and Owens instead caught him when he was on the second turnbuckle, bounced Jericho's head off of the LED ring post. Jericho falls down, throws Jericho into the barricade, and then he hits that buckle bomb, or that what do you fucking call it? That rolling senton that he does into the turnbuckle on the barricade on Jericho. That was pretty brutal, and it was better than the match they had at WrestleMania. But what ruined it here? What made this match fucking bullshit? WWE always needs to fuck something up, and that's exactly what they fucking did here. The match was ruined by the fact that Chris Jericho won. WWE cannot let a good match be a good fucking match. Some bullshit needs to fucking happen, and that's exactly what happened here. Kevin Owens literally fucking held the US title for a month. A month. That is not a reign for a superstar the caliber of Kevin Owens. You're telling me Kevin Owens held the Universal Championship for 7 or 8 months, and he can only hold the U.S. title for a month? That right there is fucking bullshit right there. And that is a decision that reeks Vince McMahon, that reeks Kevin Dunn, that reeks the Monday Night Raw creative team. It really does. It really fucking does. Just terrible decision here. And if you're not pissed off by the fact that Kevin Owens lost the U.S. Championship, then this is going to piss you off, because listen to this. Kevin Owens and AJ Styles is no longer possible with this fucking result of this match. So we can no longer see Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles. And I know what some of you are fucking saying. Oh, well, they can have a rematch on Smackdown and Owens could win it back. Then what was the fucking point of Kevin Owens ever losing the title in the first place? Why couldn't have Kevin Owens just won here and that's it? What, you're trying to get Chris Jericho on SmackDown? I mean, if you ask me, Chris Jericho is going on tour with his band Fozzy. He's leaving very soon. I don't know why he hasn't fucking left yet. I thought this was going to be his last hurrah with the WWE, this match. But no, he won the U.S. Championship. And Chris Jericho, this especially makes no sense, because you would expect Chris Jericho to want to put Kevin Owens over after all these months. But even if they do have a rematch on SmackDown for the U.S. Championship, it's still fucking crap. Because even if Kevin Owens does win and he does get to face AJ Styles, I mean, the title's being flip-flopped severely. What the fuck? You're just going flip-flop, flip-flop. Owens won it from Jericho a month ago. Jericho wins it back. And then 2 nights later, Owens wins it again. What the fuck does that do for the title? Nothing. It devalues it. It makes it look like a fucking hot potato piece of shit. And for that, this was a terrible fucking booking decision. Whoever booked this one needs to be terminated. That's what I'm ruling this one. It turned a great match into a fucking bullshit match. A match that was hindered by the bullshit decision. How the fuck did the match end? The match ended when Owens was in the walls of Jericho and he got the tip of his finger, just like he did at WrestleMania when he was hit by the code breaker. He got the tip of his finger on that bottom rope. That pissed Jericho the hell off. He started attacking that hand as much as he could. He stomped on it a couple times, and then he caught Owens' hands in the steel steps, kicked the steel steps, obviously, injuring the hands of Kevin Owens. And the second time, after a small exchange, the second time Jericho was able to lock in the walls of Jericho, Owens was not able to reach for the ropes, allowing Jericho to win the matchup when Owens tapped out. Again, a great matchup, much better than the match they had at WrestleMania, which is surprising because you're supposed to go all out at WrestleMania. This was a faster-based match, but no, this match was hindered, was ruined by the fact that Chris Jericho won the United States Championship when he really should have been putting Kevin Owens over, giving Owens a long, extended U.S. title reign, and setting up Owens versus AJ Styles. So there you fucking go. We go to Neville versus Austin Aries. This was a very good match as well. Probably equal to the quality of match they had at WrestleMania. And you know how good their match was at WrestleMania. Very good match here tonight as well between Neville and Aries. Top of their game here tonight. You saw a lot of fucking spots here, and it was great. It was a fantastic cruiserweight match. They didn't have to fucking fly around, nothing. You saw a nice, technically based match, and when they needed to fly, they would fucking fly. It was just great here, and it was a very smart way to continue the Austin Aries versus Neville rivalry. This match, they actually put their thinking caps on. They actually screwed those loose fucking screws back into their head, and they found a way to continue this rivalry. Simple but effective. You had Neville. He, from the top rope, was hit by Austin Aries with the clap that Aries does, smushing his head together. Then Aries did a beautiful sunset flip, and he bridged that into the last chancery. And Neville was about to tap out, and to avoid himself from tapping out from the pain, he grabbed the ref, tossed him across the ring with one hand. Ref got pissed off, disqualified the matchup because Neville really not supposed to be fucking touching the ref, using the ref to his advantage. Disqualifies Neville, and of course, since it was a championship match, championship's advantage, Neville gets to keep the title. Aries still has claim to his number one contendership, since Aries actually won the match via DQ because Neville, being the heel, fucking escaped the match once more. At WrestleMania, he grabbed the eye socket. He was able to escape there and hit the red arrow. And here tonight, he was able to get himself DQ'd in order to win the match. So, great shit between Austin Aries and Neville. Another damn good match here tonight. And this rivalry is going to fucking continue. And I think that the third time we see this match, Austin Aries is finally going to get his comeuppance. We're going to see Austin Aries win the Cruiserweight Championship, and Neville's claim to fame finally ends. They did make a fucking statement here that Neville was 6-0 in pay-per-view one-on-one matches. So they did make that point here, but it doesn't seem like that's the case anymore since he did get disqualified and Austin Aries did win here tonight. He hasn't been pinned in pay-per-view one-on-one matches, but he has been disqualified. So I guess that's now 6-1 for Neville. Bullshit, but I mean, you have to find a way to continue this rivalry, and they did. We go to this. I love this match right here. The Hardys versus Sheamus and Cesaro. I think this was the best in-ring match. People were saying it was Alexa Bliss versus Bayley. I think this was the best in-ring match. I had the best time watching this match because they really took it to the limit here. You saw the brutality, the hard-hitting affair that they were fucking put through. The Hardys were fucking bleeding. Jeff Hardy lost a tooth. Sheamus is one hard-hitting son of a bitch, and you saw that in this match. Cesaro's one powerful son of a bitch, and you saw that here in this match. I felt bad for the Hardys at some point. I'm like, shit, Sheamus and Cesaro are not going easy on these guys. They were fucking tossing them around like they were fucking cruiserweights in this goddamn match. And there was even a point in this match where Sheamus kicked Jeff Hardy in the face so hard that Jeff Hardy lost a tooth. Jesus Christ, it looked brutal here in this match. Matt Hardy even went for a fucking moonsault at one point in this match. So the Hardys, you know these guys still got it in them. Especially when you're seeing Matt Hardy fucking go for a moonsault at his age. So I gotta give props to Matt Hardy for that one, because that one was fucking impressive. Jesus Christ. But the match ended when Jeff Hardy was able to take Cesaro out of the equation. Cesaro had him up, and it looked like Cesaro was about to power slam him into the barricade, do some shit. But Jeff Hardy threw him over the barricade. He threw Cesaro over the barricade. That took him out of the match for the ending. There was an exchange between Matt and Sheamus that led to a blind tag by Jeff, which actually allowed Jeff to hit the Swanton Bomb. Sheamus pinned Matt Hardy, but he couldn't pin him because Matt Hardy wasn't the legal man. Jeff was tagged in. That allowed Jeff to hit the Swanton Bomb on to Sheamus, and it was 1, 2, 3 from there. The Hardys retained clean, and even after the match, they did shake hands. After Hardy lost a tooth, Jeff Hardy that is, lost a tooth and everything. But what was the most interesting about this match, what made this match probably my favorite of the fucking night, is what happened after the match. Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy celebrating atop the turnbuckles, and Sheamus and Cesaro, after it looks like they already left, came back in and beat the shit out of the Hardy Boys. You saw a brutal bro kick to the back of the head of Jeff Hardy that sent his head straight into the ring post. Absolutely brutal. And then you saw a bro kick to Matt Hardy that left him busted open in the fucking ring. That was fucking brutal as well. It was a great fucking match. It was a brutal match, and the heel turn of Cesaro and Sheamus finally happened. Cesaro and Sheamus are a heel tag team. I like it. It is refreshing, the tag team division. I mean, now you have the Hardys, their faces. You have Enzo and Cass, their faces. And you have Sheamus and Cesaro and the Hardys. Their rivalry is fucking extending. Again, another rivalry that you're going to see extend. But this time, it's fresher. Because what I'm thinking is that this bro kick may have awakened Matt Hardy on Twitter. Matt Hardy saying that his condition has been calmed down because of all the hype of coming back to the WWE. Well, he just got bro kicked. I say he just got bro kicked back into the broken universe. Imagine that were to awaken both Matt and Jeff into the broken universe, and they come out tomorrow night on Raw. The rumors have been saying that as soon as tomorrow night on Raw, we can see the broken Hardys fucking come in and we can see them, that the deals with TNA have been closed. That WWE did make a deal with TNA. Has that happened? Has that happened? We don't know. We could very well be seeing the Broken Hardys tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw. And that's fucking exciting, man. That's fucking exciting. We can see Matt Hardy deleting people. I mean, here tonight in the ring, this guy, he came in, he got a hot tag, and the amount of times he did delete, the camera was actually on him. Usually they tend to stray away from the camera, or it's not audible. The people were fucking chanting delete, Brother Nero, obsolete. Oh my god, they were chanting it all night fucking long while these guys were in the goddamn ring. It was fucking great. Great shit from the Hardys. Sheamus and Cesaro, they're revitalized here with this heel turn. They were getting kind of stale, they were kind of boring, just being disrespectful tag team. Now they're heels, they're brutal. You can really see that brutal side of Sheamus now, because Sheamus does work better as a heel, so it's going to be great. Cesaro really hasn't been a heel since he came to the WWE, so it's going to be interesting to see how this works. It really does make Sheamus and Cesaro, it adds a new level of excitement to this feud. It adds a new level of excitement to Sheamus and Cesaro, and I cannot wait to see it. Again, my favorite match of the night, my favorite segment of the night here at Payback. From there, we went to Alexa Bliss versus Bayley, the Women's Championship match, and we saw an outcome that was not expected, but not one that was unwelcome. I mean, you really cannot complain about Alexa Bliss becoming Women's Champion. I mean, it's certainly deserved by Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss is going to be a great Women's Champion on Monday Night Raw. There's no doubt about it, man. There's no doubt about it. You just cannot deny the fact that Alexa Bliss is going to be a great Women's Champion. But where I'm fucking just flabbergasted here is you're building towards Sasha Banks versus Bayley at SummerSlam, or at least I think. You're not telling me they're going to hold this till WrestleMania. You can't possibly hold Bayley and Sasha until WrestleMania. I know WWE does not have it in them to hold Bayley and Sasha towards WrestleMania. They don't. They do not have it in them. So where I'm flabbergasted here, how are you having Alexa Bliss win the Women's Championship when you know this feud is less now than 4 months away? You know your main feud is less than 4 months away. Well, we're at the end of April. Tomorrow we start May, bro. Tomorrow we start May. SummerSlam is in August. That gives you 3 months. Well, 2 months, because you start the build at least a month before, or at least I would think you would start the build to this match at least a month before. So you're 2 months away from this matchup. You're 2 fucking months away. And you're telling me that Alexa Bliss is your women's champion at this point? I don't understand, man. I don't understand. So you're going to have Alexa Bliss have a short 1 or 2 month title reign? You're going to have Alexa Bliss have a short 1 or 2 month title reign? Bayley will win the championship back, right? It will all be fun and dandy. Bayley will win the women's championship back. And then there will be another short women's championship reign, because Bayley didn't necessarily have a long reign. Again, it's flip-flopping of the titles. That's the case with a lot of these titles here tonight. I mean, a lot of these titles are being flip-flop, flip-flop, flip-flop. It's fucking bullshit. I mean, we saw it with the United States Championship here tonight. Owens held it for a month. The Women's Championship has constantly been flip-flopped. Constantly been fucking flip-flopped. I mean, look how you fucking done it. You had Charlotte and Sasha all year in 2016. Flip-flop, flip-flop. Charlotte finally won it at Roadblock. When did she hold it till? Fastlane. That's 2 months. 2 months. Bayley holds it for 2 months until, until Payback. Until Payback. She holds it from Fastlane to Payback, or some Monday Night Raw before Fastlane. That was like 2.5 months Bayley held it. Are you kidding me? What is up with these short title reigns? And Alexa is going to have another short title reign, because I would assume you're going towards Sasha versus Bayley. Shit, get Charlotte out of fucking Raw. But I'd assume you're going towards Sasha and Bayley, and even then, Even then, I would expect Sasha to win the Women's Championship from Bayley. I would expect her to win. A heel Sasha should win the Women's Championship from Bayley and knock Bayley down the peg. But, so you're going to flip-flop it again there? I don't understand where you're going with this, and that's my struggle with the situation. If you would have just kept it on Bayley, Sasha wins at SummerSlam, and if you want to mix Alexa Bliss in there against Sasha and have her win it from Sasha on the way to WrestleMania, because then that's an 8-month gap from, or is that an 8-month gap? That's a 6-month gap from SummerSlam to WrestleMania. So that's where you could it is an 8-month gap. So it's an 8-month gap from SummerSlam to WrestleMania. So if you want to take it off Sasha in the middle of that gap from SummerSlam to WrestleMania, then put it back on her going into WrestleMania, where she has her inevitable rematch with Bayley, have that happen. But I mean, you fucked it up here, and that's my concern with it. Because no matter where you go, I doubt Alexa Bliss is going to have a very long Women's Championship reign. And if she's not going to have a long, lengthy, nice Women's Championship reign, there's really no point in putting it on her. I mean, that's what I don't understand. But besides that, Alexa, they were promoting that she made history here tonight, being the first woman to hold both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship match, championships. And, I mean, it won't be like that for long. Fucking Charlotte's going to win the Women's Championship for SmackDown in no time. So Alexa Bliss won't be the only one to have done that for long. But, I mean, what do you expect? But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this match ended with Alexa Bliss. She got a sunset flip on Bayley. However, Bayley actually countered that into a cover when Alexa Bliss kicked out, when Alexa Bliss kicked out, Bayley's head went into the ring post, and that allowed Alexa later in the match to hit a DDT on Bayley to get the 1-2-3 for the Women's Championship. So, you already know what my concern is here. What are you going to do with Alexa Bliss and this title reign? It's obviously not going to be for long if you are planning on having Sasha versus Bayley. So that's my main concern. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on here, and we move on to the House of Horrors match. And this match was just completely fucking overproduced. This almost looked like a fucking movie. It was so overproduced. God damn. Randy, he started off in a fucking limo. He got out the limo. The door actually opened for him. This was fucking magic time in the WWE. And he walked to this fucking house as slowly as possible. He's coming in all the suspense, man. And he walked into this house. It was a literal fucking House of Horrors. And he walked in, and when the fight did start, it was pretty brutal. I loved the fight in the house. That was great. The camera was shaky as fuck, and I didn't like that. But the fight in the house was brutal. They were throwing each other around, throwing each other through walls. Randy Orton actually went through a fucking wall here. Jesus Christ. They were going into cabinets and throwing shit around this literal House of Horrors. There were fucking babies hanging from the fucking ceiling. There was fucking shit all over the place. House looked like fucking shit. It really fucking did look like shit. They went into the kitchen. They were fighting. They went into a bedroom. They went into the fucking living room. They were fighting. No TVs. No fucking modern shit. Bray Wyatt. Somebody fucking said on Twitter, no PS4, no Xbox. Bray Wyatt's life must really be fucking boring. Yeah, that's true. But, WWE, they actually did buy a fucking house to do this shit, and it was probably the worst fucking match of the night. It was probably the worst fucking match of the night. So overproduced. I mean, just so unnecessary. And they were actually hitting themselves with stiff shots. When they were in the house, it was pretty great. But half the time, it was fucking Randy Orton walking around, Bray Wyatt, where are you? Where are you, playing fucking hide and seek or some shit? Jesus Christ. That's what it was half the fucking time. And then the other half of the time, when they were fucking fighting, the camera was shaky, it was overproduced, you saw these fucking lights flash, and it was just bullshit. It was just fucking bullshit. So, if they would have fucking cut the overproduced bullshit out, it probably would have been a better fucking match. So that's what I'm thinking. That is what I'm thinking about this House of Horrors match. But this brawl did end. It was barely a fucking brawl. You barely got to see these guys fight. They fought for like 2 or 3 minutes actually in the House of Horrors. The other fucking rest of the time I said was just Randy walking around looking for Bray Wyatt. And Bray Wyatt even threw a fucking fridge. That looked decent. He threw a fucking fridge onto Randy Orton and then went outside, got on his knees in this house that was fucking blue. It was literally a blue haze on this house. Bray Wyatt said, "Follow the buzzards," and the house turned red. The house turned red. Oh my god. Oh my god. So who gives a fuck? They were playing up the fact that Randy Orton got a fridge thrown on him. This is fucking crazy. Oh my god. How the hell is this guy gonna get back in here? Bray Wyatt got in the limo Randy Orton was in. He fucking sat in there. He said, "Drive me to the arena." Then he started singing, "I got the whole world in my hands. I got the whole wide world in my hands." And we went back to the arena, and we went to this match. Seth Rollins versus Samoa Joe. So the House of Horrors match did continue. It did continue, and we'll talk about that after we talk about Seth Rollins versus Samoa Joe. But, just terrible fucking House of Horrors match. It wasn't even that bad. It was just so overproduced, and we'll talk about when they got to the actual arena. Anyways, Seth Rollins versus Samoa Joe. This match was actually pretty damn good, but again, another match ruined by the fucking finish, because the WWE once again goes for the bullshit decision here and has Samoa Joe take the pinfall loss when his shoulder was clearly up, man. They didn't even pay attention to it. His shoulder was clearly up. You saw the shoulder that was facing the camera, that one was down, but the other one that Seth Rollins was on top of was actually up. And you could clearly fucking see that. But, Seth Rollins got the fucking pin. I hope that Samoa Joe at least mentions the fact that his shoulder was up on Raw and that Seth Rollins' pin was even more of a fluke than it was, because he did win. Samoa Joe had him in a sleeper hold. Seth Rollins, fireman's carry position, threw him over and then got that pin. Barely a fucking pin, and it was a fluke victory, even though Samoa Joe should not be getting fucking pinned. That's my issue. Samoa Joe does not need to be fucking pinned, yet what do? You have this guy be pinned. I don't care if it's a fucking fluke. I don't give a fuck. Samoa Joe is a destroyer. This guy should not be getting pinned under any fucking circumstances. And what's the first thing you do? First, or the fucking second pay-per-view Samoa Joe's in. What's fucking happening? He's getting pinned. It's bullshit. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. And Samoa Joe, who should be undefeated, has now suffered a pinfall loss on Monday Night Raw because of this fucking Monday Night Raw garbage. If he was on Smackdown, I can guarantee you this would be far from the case of what would have happened in this fucking match. But no, Samoa Joe gets pinned here because of the fucking Raw garbage. Samoa Joe takes a loss, even though it was a fluke. Rollins was still able to roll Joe into a shitty fucking cover. Bullshit decision, but I mean, what are you gonna do? That's fucking WWE for you. So, I mean, good luck with that. A fucking Samoa Joe is just a random hillbilly Joe for fucking WWE and the Monday Night Raw creative team. Go fuck yourself. Once more, WWE. And that's one of the big things that brought this pay-per-view down in a rating for me. Anyways, Bray Wyatt, we continue this fucking House of Horrors after this fucking 15-minute match, which was pretty okay, but the fucking finish, once more, the finish fucked Seth Rollins and Samoa Joe up. Anyways, Bray Wyatt comes out of the fucking limo, he arrives in the arena, does his fucking entrance, and you guessed it, as soon as the lights go on from Bray's entrance, Randy Orton appears from behind with a chair to restart the brawl and turn this match into a slow-ass slugfest. Jesus Christ. When they got into the arena, this match turned into a fucking slow piece of shit. Jesus Christ. I mean, in the House of Horrors, it looked fucking brutal because shit was being thrown around. You were demolishing a fucking house. They were going into walls. They were fucking going into cabinets. It was just overproduced. But when you got into the fucking ring, Jesus Christ, it turns into the fucking match we saw at WrestleMania. Just slow as hell. Randy Orton RKO from the announce table to the fucking ground. Shit we've seen 1,000,000 times before. Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt is not a good fucking one-on-one match. It's just not. They need a stipulation. They needed to fight in the House of Horrors more. I mean, if it was up to me, this entire match would have been in the fucking House of Horrors. I mean, why the fuck do you need to have this match in the ring? Why did this match need to conclude in the arena? That makes no fucking sense to me. But it did. It did conclude in the fucking arena. And, I mean, it turned into a slow-ass slugfest. Orton, he was about to finish off Bray Wyatt, beat the shit out of Bray Wyatt the entire time in the arena. And that was when the Singh brothers, or the Bollywood boys, fucking showed up and attacked Orton. Orton obviously was able to take them out, and he even hit Bray Wyatt with the fucking RKO. Bray Wyatt tried to hit Sister Abigail. Orton rolled through, hit Bray Wyatt with the fucking RKO, but was not able to pin him because that's when Jinder Mahal showed up. So they obviously made fucking Bray Wyatt look like shit. The fact that Randy Orton was attacked by two men, was able to fend them off, and still hit Bray Wyatt with the RKO, made him look like shit in that fucking situation. And that's when Jinder Mahal came in with the WWE Championship that he stole on Smackdown last Tuesday. I liked how they incorporated that. They were able to build Jinder Mahal up in this situation here. That was great. I enjoyed that. Jinder Mahal came in, hit Randy Orton with the title belt twice, and then Bray Wyatt got up after the RKO. Sister Abigail, and that was when Bray Wyatt got the 1, 2, 3. So even though Bray Wyatt did win the House of Horrors match, they still found the way to make him look like shit here tonight, with the fact that Randy Orton was being attacked by two men, and he was still able to hit the RKO on the dumbass Bray Wyatt, right? Bullshit. But I mean, what the fuck are you gonna do? Again, this was booked by Monday Night Raw, and you know, the Monday Night Raw creative team, Vince McMahon, Kevin Dunn, they are not the biggest fans of Bray Wyatt. This House of Horrors match, you expected it to be unique, you expected it to be great. No, it was fucking terrible, and like we all predicted, the true House of Horrors was the quality of this fucking match. Bullshit. Just terrible fucking match. Probably the worst match of the night. Yes, I am going to go that far. This was the worst match of the night. Another stipulation match that WWE has tried to come up with. Last year it was the fucking Ambrose Asylum. Failure. This time it was the House of Horrors. Failure. Bring back something like the Buried Alive match, the Ambulance match, the 3 Stages of Hell match. These match stipulations are actually exciting. You have fucking match stipulations that you haven't used in a goddamn while, that have been successful in the past, that you can use but won't because you're so fucking thick-headed, and the new match stipulations you come up with are fucking terrible anyways. The House of Horrors stipulation was a failure, if you ask me. And matter of fact, the Ambrose Asylum last year was a fucking failure as well. Anyways, moving on to the main event matchup here. Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns came out here with his arm and chest wrapped up in bandages. He came out like the hero. Oh, he took Braun Strowman down in less than a fucking minute in this match. He came off the steel steps, took Braun Strowman down in less than a fucking minute. But thankfully, within minutes, Strowman chokeslammed Reigns on the announce table, and from there it was a fucking brawl. Roman Reigns, he got his Superman punches in, he got a spear in, but in the end, Braun Strowman, thank God, got 2 power slams into the mat and was able to beat Roman Reigns clean. I swear, if Roman Reigns were to have beaten Braun Strowman, injured and everything, I would have fucking raged. This pay-per-view would have gone from decent to terrible. That would have been the fucking breaking point right there. This pay-per-view, it was already on the edge of being fucking terrible. It was on the edge. It wasn't even that fucking good. I don't want to go and rewatch any of the fucking matches on this pay-per-view. It was decent. It was alright. But, I mean, it really wasn't anything special, and it was about to go from not being anything special to being something fucking special because it was so terrible. If Roman Reigns would have beat Braun Strowman clean here tonight, but thank God that did not happen. And after the match, Strowman even made us happier. The fact that Roman Reigns lost fucking clean is a pretty happy thing. Braun Strowman was able to surpass that because after the match, he took steel steps and dropped Reigns onto them. He fucking put them in a vertical position, dropped Reigns onto them, and fucking took the steel steps. Lifted them as high as he can. Jesus Christ. He lifted them atop his head. And you know Strowman is a tall fucking guy. And then he dropped that shit on Roman Reigns. Left Roman Reigns bloodied in the ring. And even after this shit, WWE, Roman Reigns, he's trying to walk to the back by himself. He doesn't need assistance. He doesn't need to get on a stretcher. He's a superhero. Oh, Roman Reigns, that's what fucking WWE was trying to do here. Thankfully, the pay-per-view ended soon after as Roman Reigns was trying to fucking walk to the back. They brought a stretcher out for him, but he was trying to walk to the back. So this was a pretty brutal match. I enjoyed it a lot, and it was a pretty decent pay-per-view. WWE Payback, pretty decent pay-per-view. Like I said, if Roman Reigns would have fucking won, it would have been fucking shit. What do I give this pay-per-view? I give it a 5.5 out of 10. Barely over mediocre. Just shit. A lot of shit on this pay-per-view. But, I mean, that's Monday Night Raw for you. That's a Monday Night Raw pay-per-view. Again, it's really hard to invest yourself in a lot of these matches when the build is so uninspired, it's so unoriginal, it's so boring, when you're only given a week to fucking see this match develop. It's really hard to get invested in a lot of it, and I feel like if I would have been invested in these matchups more, I would have been able to enjoy them more. Even Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy versus Cesaro and Sheamus, I think I would have been invested more in if they would have had a better build. And it looks like they are going to have a better build because now Cesaro and Sheamus have turned heel, and Bayley and Alexa Bliss. That was a great match. But again, if it would have had a better build, if it wouldn't have just been 1 week, I feel like it would have been even better because I would have been invested. I wasn't really invested in that match, and that's the problem with a lot of these Monday Night Raw pay-per-views. That's what makes these NXT takeover specials, and that's what makes SmackDown pay-per-views so great. You're invested in a lot of the things going on in these pay-per-views. With Monday Night Raw, that doesn't seem to be the case. And when you're invested in a storyline, it makes the match a lot better. That's why I always stress the importance of storyline. And that really affected Monday Night Raw here tonight in the rating of this pay-per-view. And that's why it gets a fucking 5.5 instead of a 7 or a 7.5. Because the in-ring quality was fucking great for most of these matches, despite the House of Horrors, of course. But when you're fucking giving me little to no storylines, when you're making a lot of bullshit decisions that make no sense for where you're headed in the future and where you should be headed in the future, I am going to complain about that, and that is going to drastically affect my opinion on the pay-per-view. So that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is your review for WWE Payback. Thank God that Braun Strowman beat Roman Reigns here tonight. Thank the fucking Lord. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be all for me here tonight. Make sure to, like I said at the beginning of the video, to go check out everything else on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Monday Night Raw and Smackdown reviews are up for this week, and they're up after the fucking show every single week. Of course, preview and predictions for WWE Payback and Behind the Mic was uploaded on Saturday last night, so make sure to go check that out as well. Behind the Mic, we're talking about Brock Lesnar, excuse me, I have Braun Strowman on the mind, because he beat Roman Reigns, but anyways, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to go check out all that good stuff. Brock Lesnar, WWE, Great Balls of Fire, we're talking about that on Behind the Mic main news story, so make sure to go check all of that good stuff out. For now, this has been Joel Perez of Ringside Wrestling Entertainment, and for now, I am out of here. Thank you very, very much for watching this video.